Hi guys. I just want to talk about something that's like kind of bugging me. But as a lot of you know, I also work in a restaurant, and it's something I've done my whole life essentially. My family was in the restaurant industry, and we moved to Vegas in the 90s. My mother was a cocktail waitress at the Rio when the Rio was really cool, and my uncle was a chef. It was just We've just been in the business, and I think my whole life I really resisted that business. Like, I didn't really want to be a part of it, but I ended up being good at hospitality. It was like, it was in us, right? I had been around food, I had been around fine dining. I knew it, right? And I'm a charismatic, hospitable person. It just kind of worked out. Like I said, I sort of resisted it at a lot of jobs. I would, work 9 months, get tired of a place. Sometimes I would feel like I could do better. I wouldn't like the way it was run. I would feel, this vulnerable here, some of the dark sides of my personality. I would feel like I was better than it. And I didn't like feeling that way, but I did feel that way. And I don't know, I'm talking like this because I think a lot of you might have experienced this as well. And this past year, through the pandemic, we're working at Major Domo and really connecting with a good group of people and really putting forth my strongest effort, along with going to school for healing arts, finally implementing all my yoga training and my practices and my therapy and my own self-realizations and self-help. I found my path, I found my purpose. And although I kind of knew it all along, I hadn't really got there yet. And it was interesting because recently in our, my influencers course, they were talking about how the influencer's journey, how sometimes we can watch our friends progress and we have that like dark personality traits where we feel envious or jealous. And I'll be honest with you, especially when I was teaching yoga and I would stop and I'd go back to the restaurant industry and I'd see my friends or people like, really growing in it, or I've seen people really take off and become full-time yoga instructors and influencers, and I'm part of the arts community and the music community, and all these talented individuals like really grow on their path. And I wanted to feel so happy for them because they were my friends and sisters and brothers, and there was a part of me that it faced me up to a part of me, like myself, that felt empty and dark and sad and not like I was good enough, because I felt good enough. Like I felt like I had that in me, but I wasn't there yet. And I think that that's all part of it. And, I think just practicing in those moments, I would just practice being loving, practice being kind, practice being compassionate, and focus on what I could. And, over time, I had my fumbles, and I think there was just pieces of me that were still, working to be uncovered, working to be healed. And as I walk today with my head held high, I feel finally so much love for my community and the people that are growing and doing well and all the talent, and that warms my heart to be able to like truly feel that finally. So I wanted to say I forgive myself today for those parts of my personality that haven't always been the brightest. And I also, work to be a beacon of light for all of you going through your pieces of the journey. With that said, the part that's weighing kind of heavy on my heart is I would say I finally have the most respect for the restaurant industry. I have so much respect for my fellow servers, bartenders, back servers, back of the house staff, dishwashers. Like, dude, especially during this time, like, you are killing it. And I'm so sorry that people don't always recognize like how amazing that industry is, and how much people just bend over backwards for our people and don't always show the appropriate respect, and you don't always get paid the prices or the amounts of money you should be paid. And I just like, I just want to express how grateful I am to have worked in this industry, to have worked with such strong people. I shared on one of my messages recently that, like, honestly, especially during the pandemic, working in a restaurant didn't feel much different than being overseas at some points, just really, just riding it out and showing up and doing our best even when we had no idea what was going to happen and when the rules were changing. And so I don't know, it's just been a wild ride, and I want to say thank you to all of the restaurant workers out there, front of the house staff, back of the house staff, management. Like, you guys are seriously, good human beings doing good things for people. And it seems like trivial and simple, like feeding people food, but people need to eat, man, and they need to eat good ass food. And we do that for them. We bring that to them with a smile on our faces, whether we're not feeling it or we are feeling it. And I think that's just so beautiful. So anyways, I just wanted to put that out there. I just wanted to say, like, I'm so grateful to be a part of that world and to have seen so much of that world. Thanks, guys.